Hello, and welcome back to Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time we continued with Case 1, where we interrogated the carriage driver, the servant, yeah, that person, the butler dude. And after proving him wrong, like, yeah, he made up his testimony. The big bad, Mr. Pierce came down to the stand to give his testimony, only for us to poke like a bajillion holes in it. And after proving him wrong, he was arrested and put to jail as we set our client, Celeste McCoy, free. And now we're heading over to the next case, which is Case 2. Here we go to the new case. We had to click The Walking Dead. So, let's head into it. Start game from episode 2. Let me go. I'm not going anywhere until I see her. Oh, I'm sorry, Wallace, but she's already passed. There was nothing more they could have done. How? This academy teaches the best mages in the kingdom. Are you telling me that they couldn't do anything? Her condition was much worse than we thought. The kingdom's magic isn't advanced enough to treat something like this. Lucio Steelwind can rain meteors from the sky. Lucio? Assuming that is, you know, Arya's, father or mother? I'm not sure. Okay, so this is Wallace Nightgrave. Occupation student, age 16. Arcane art, Necromancy. Okay, that's why it's The Walking Dead. William Frege can teleport entire caravans across the continent. Are you telling me that your mages couldn't cure one disease? I'm sorry. I truly am. Okay, so Headmaster is age Arcane art. Emily. Episode 2, Walking Dead. I'm sorry, Celeste, but there's no way out of this. Celeste's attention is sharply focused on the chessboard between you two. You can see her eyes quickly dart from piece to piece. Just give me a second. I can still win this. Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender. She ignores you and continues to staring at the pieces. There! What about that? Checkmate. Damn it! Would you two keep it down? You're in a goddamn library. We are in a library. Miss Tamora glances at the chessboard. I hope you didn't spend the entire morning playing around. I've been working hard, Ruby. I've already learned 2 new spell formulas since we got here. Oh, not only Mage Blade, but she has 2 new things in her arsenal. Well, at least there's that. What about you, Cuthbert? Well, your flustered stammering tells her exactly how much you've made progress. I couldn't find any books about the subject we've been looking into. You spent the entire day combing through the kingdom's imperial library, researching the Eye of Horus. During Celeste's trial, you awakened to a new ability that you never used before. Up until then, you thought that the Eye could only see surface-level thoughts. But during that moment with Garrett Pierce, the Eye of Horus was empowered, and you can see far more than usual. You told Miss Tamura about what happened, and it made you both wonder what other hidden abilities the Eye might have. You both decide that it's time to find out more about the Eye and its origins. The library supposedly held the kingdom's entire knowledge of magic and the arcane arts. But you couldn't find a single mention of the ability like the Eye. Does the kingdom seriously lack knowledge about it? Or do we need to look somewhere else? Are you sure you can't tell me what you're researching? I've traveled around the world. I might have seen something like it. You entertain the thought for a moment. You haven't known her for very long. The Eye of Horus is a supernatural ability that can't be detected by a spell compendium. You've always been wary about what the kingdom might do to you if they ever found out about it. Sorry, this is not something I can really talk about. Oh, fine. Oh, I can't look at her. Oh, it's so cute. Fine. If I had a guess, I would say that they're looking into a supernatural phenomena. Ah! You and Celeste nearly jump out of your chairs. Oh. You look to where the voice came from. She appears to be a student at the academy. Isn't she the person from our dreams? Kind of creepy one. How long was she there? You didn't notice her presence at all. You also feel like she looks oddly familiar. I'm terribly sorry if I startled you, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. As the girl approaches her table, you see another student frantically running after her. Eris! You can't just... Wait, was Eris the name of that girl that he wanted to bring back? Or the one that they said was dead? I don't remember. Let's see. I do have a text log, but I don't know if it'll go back that far. Yeah, that was a different scene. I'm so sorry. It's fine, Wallace. I'm sorry, but who are you two? Sorry, that was incredibly rude of me. My name is Eris Illmatter. Eris Illmatter, occupation, student. This is Wallace Nightgrave. We're both students here. Hi. Wallace Nightgrave, occupation, student. Not to be rude, but that was a private conversation. Just how much did you hear? I wonder. Reading about the supernatural is actually a hobby of mine. I might be able to help you with your research, Mr. Cuthbert. And what makes you so sure that that is what we were researching? Mr. Cuthbert has a bad habit of muttering to himself when he thinks. I assume that his research has something to do with the supernatural. You feel a piercing sigh and a glance from Miss Timur. He's like, you gotta keep your habits to yourself. You avoid eye contact with her. But anyway, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Oh wait, whoops, was that? Oh, whoops. Yeah, that was me. But anyways, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Of course, I'd be happy to help. Wait, whoa. Wait. She said wait, fine, I suppose it wouldn't hurt, but between the fine, the screen just like I don't know what that means. Did someone just alter reality just now? And she wasn't supposed to say Wait, she didn't say wait. I could have swore she said wait. That might be magic related because there's no way that was just like, you know, a glitch or something. Someone has the ability to alter reality or something. That's interesting. Oh man, I'm really curious now. Just remember to show some discretion, Tyrion. Right. All right, let's examine first. The library is full of books for educational purposes. You've been combing through these books all morning. The holy text of some sort. It must be related to the Church of Bahamut. It's a globe of the world. It's amazing how many other nations there are aside from Wyverngard. I've been most of these places. You should come with me next time, Tyrion. That's a nice thought. Maybe you can travel with her when you're less busy. Aww, she's so cute. I can't help it. There's a table for students to sit at. You've been sitting here with Celeste all morning. Yes, doing research on nothing. There's some sort of notice taped to one of the shelves. Due to constant misuse of the Arcane construct's voice systems, voice lines can now only be set by Headmaster Redmond. It's his name, okay. I wonder what's referring to. Is that everything? That seems like almost everything, I think. Let's talk to her. Eris and Wallace. So you two are students at the Imperial Academy. Yes, I'm currently studying illusion magic. Illusions? That's the kind of magic that lets you turn invisible, right? Oh, she cast her magic so it makes it seem like Timora said yes. And maybe to Timora we were like, alright, we're not gonna say anything. Aw, maybe that's it, because altering reality is a very different, very different thing. Technically, yes. But few mages ever reach a level that high enough for that. I'm a bit embarrassed to admit that I'm not able to cast invisibility. Oh, that's still pretty cool. What about you, Wallace? Wallace has his own unique field of study. It's probably not your place to pry. Tyrion and Celeste. Everyone is talking about you two. Really? It's rare for the school to let any outsiders in. Oh, that makes sense. This library isn't exactly open to the public. You're only able to get access because Miss Timura's connections. You spent the entire time here playing chess. We only ever get occasional visits from noble houses. So I was curious as to who was able to break this dull monotony. Well, I'm a mercenary, but now I work as Tyrion's bodyguard. Aw, yes. Mercenary? After a trial, it turns out that Celeste was more than capable of affording her services. However, Miss Timura still proposed a different agreement. After indicting Garrick Pierce, he painted a large target on your back. With Celeste being a mercenary, Miss Tarmora decided to hire her as your bodyguard. Aw, yeah, okay. It's because she said that she became a mercenary because it was a way to help for her to gain money while her parents were unemployed because her tavern shut down. But because she was a mage, her services were actually in high demand and she actually got paid a lot. Gotcha. She also had a luxurious bed back at home, I remember that. She figured that you would feel more comfortable around someone you were already friends with. Anyways, I am a defense attorney. Defense attorney? Huh? My apologies. It's just not what I was expecting. What was that supposed to mean? Supernatural phenomenon. Supernatural phenomena. I wonder why you would be researching such a thing. Yeah, I want to know too. I'm sorry, but I can't really say. Regardless, there are many spells in this world. So, why are you so convinced that this phenomenon wasn't produced by a spell? What we're looking into doesn't seem to follow the classic rules of magic. Oh, how so? Please tell me. It was created by someone who's not a mage. Oh, really? So you're saying that this was something that created by a person? Words came out of her mouth before you realized it. You sent a small apologetic look to Miss Tarmora. That does remind me of a story. A story? Mr. Cuthbert, do you know the legend of how the Kingdom of Wyverngard was created? You mean the story about the ancient dragons? The ancient what? Ancient dragons, go! Does Wyverngard have a story about ancient dragons? It's only about one ancient dragon. The Church of is it Behemoth or Bahamut? The Church of Bahamut refers to him as the Scaled Lord. Oh, they keep mentioning a Scaled Lord. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was like scale as in like the scales of justice, where you have like, you know, the thing on each side and whatnot because we're an attorney, but that makes sense. I'm sure you've even heard people mention him before. Legends say that the first mages were created centuries ago by him. This one. At that time, our kingdom was caught in the middle of a brutal war. With no way to defend themselves, the kingdom was on the brink of destruction. Our people prayed to Bahamut. I'm just gonna call it Bahamut, the god of dragons, for salvation. And almost as if to answer their prayers, Rathalion, the last Scaled Lord, appeared before them. The Scaled Lord bestowed the gift of magic on a band of heroes who were fighting on the front line. With their magic, those heroes utterly overtook the kingdom's enemies and single-handedly won the war. It is said that these heroes went on to form the noble houses of today. What a load of nonsense. That story is nothing but religious propaganda to prop up the noble houses. Regardless, the significance of this legend is in the Scale Lord himself. Do you mean Rathalion? Rathalion bestowed the power to become a mage on several individuals. And to this day, that power can only be passed down genetically. Can you think of an arcane spell that can produce something like that? No, I suppose not. Rathalion must have had powers that weren't bound by the rules of arcane arts. In other words, he could create supernatural phenomena without following the rules of magic. Please, do you honestly expect us to believe a story like that? It's completely unrealistic. As unrealistic as a non-mage using supernatural powers? She has a point. It's a far-fetched theory, but it's honestly the closest thing you've had to a lead right now. Of course. It would be you making all this noise. Oh, okay. There's too many female characters right now, and it's destroying my throat. Suddenly, a woman who appears to be an instructor approaches you. She looks upon each of you with an equal amount of disdain. Professor Bellwether. Catherine Bellwether, Professor. I feel like she's gonna be the victim. That is Professor Bellwether to you. But didn't he just call you... I know letting you rabble into our walls would lead to nothing but trouble. You've even started associating with our malcontents. The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, take it up with him. I'll have you know that I was just on my way to do that. Wallace? Yes? How am I supposed to understand you when you're stuttering? Yes, Professor Bellwether. Straighten out your uniform and fix that awful hair. You look like a street urchin. But I suppose it's unreasonable for me to expect anything more. And as for... okay. Yeah, it said... And as for you... I forgot her name already. Is it Eri or... Erica? Eris. Yeah, she's like, as for you, Eris. But then that got King Crimsoned. I'll be on my way. What a bitch. Celeste. Oh, come on. We were all thinking it. Anyways, with that out of the way, shall we begin? Huh? What? Why do you keep detecting fear from Celeste? She's... Oh, let's see the full portraits, actually. I need to see Wallace's, too. That's what she looks like. Wallace, you finished this week's assignment, haven't you? Would you mind helping Celeste with her research? Okay, he's just depressed, okay. I don't know. Now that you mention it, I could really use some help finding a specific formula, a spell formula. You know your way around here, right, Wallace? Okay. Aw, he has a crush. Don't worry, Miss Timora. I'll be more careful from now on. Please do. I still have some business to take care of here, so I'll leave you all to it. You spent the next few hours searching through the library books with Eris. You haven't thought to look at the ancient dragons, and the library had books about them in abundance. There was one problem, though. There are a lot of myths and stories about ancient dragons, but it's pretty difficult to tell fact from fiction with all these accounts. I can't be helped. The Church of Behemoth... I keep saying Behemoth, or Behemoth, even though that's a different creature. The Church of Bahamut is the dominant religion of our kingdom. We have bones of dragons displayed in museums, but those bones are the only widely known evidence of dragons' existence. She looks like that now. Except for Rathalion, possibly. I wonder if he's still alive, like you said. I wouldn't be surprised. Despite everything, our kingdom's constitution still includes him in our government. Wait, really? As a savior of our kingdom, he and his kin were given an honorary position in our political hierarchy. The ancient dragon's authority technically rivals that of King Oliver. Wow, I had no idea. How have I never heard of this before? To be honest, that law is just a way to revere him and appease the church. Well, Rathalion couldn't possibly be any worse than the nobility. You're so stuck in your own thoughts that you accidentally bump into a bookshelf. The shelf begins to tip over and you're able to catch it before it fully falls over. But not before several books fall out from their shelves. They hit the ground with a cacophony of thuds. Some students glance in your direction. Be quiet! Sorry! Be quiet! Eris begins giggling. She seems amused by what's happening. Hey, are you okay? I heard a loud whoa. Celeste stares at the pile of fallen books. What did you do? Forget that. Just help me clean this up, please. There's no need for that. Construct, I require assistance. Oh, look at that. Okay. Acknowledged. What? Upon Eris's command, one of the nearby suit of armor suddenly springs to life and begins walking towards you. The voice coming out from it sounds human, but lacks emotion. Why does it sound familiar? Familiar? Wait, did you do that, Eris? Yes, this is an arcane construct. It's a suit of armor that's animated using damn it, I hate that word. Artificaries. It's designed to carry out various tasks for students. Arcane constructs. Type. Clue. Arcane constructs are suits of armor that are animated using artificaries. They can carry out simple tasks when ordered to. The ones in the Imperial Academy speak using the voice of Catherine Bellwether. These voice lines can only be changed or adjusted by the Academy headmaster. Every command given to a construct is stored in its command log. However, this command log must be cleared regularly. Oh, so this is the voice of the teacher. Really? I didn't know anything like that existed. They're still experimental, so they aren't exactly available to the public. With that said, Construct, please place these books back where they belong. Acknowledged. On Eris's command, the constructs begin quickly picking up books. It moves with inhuman efficiency. After only a few seconds, all of the books are back on the shelves. Wow! So they do whatever you tell them to? Well, there are some limits to... Constructs! Tell me that I'm the fairest maiden you've ever seen. Commander Rejected. Aw, what? I guess they're not allowed to lie. You feel a sharp pain in your side as Celeste quickly jabs you. The construct's voice is just a series of pre-recorded messages. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it uses the voice of Professor Bellwether. Fortunately, you can't make them say anything other than what's recorded. Only the headmaster can change those settings. Artificaries that can record audio. I've never seen anything like it. But you just said that they're experimental, right? Maybe if I keep asking, it'll just give up and do it? I would advise against that. Even if the commands are rejected, they're stored in the construct's command logs. Anyways, we should probably get back to work. Fine. You read more about the ancient dragons, but most of these stories read more like fables than actual historical accounts. I don't feel like I'm making any progress. Suddenly, you hear a thunderous, low-pitched sound blare across the room. It sounds like a high-pitched horn, but with its volume turned up to unnatural levels. What? Celeste, do you hear that? How can I not? What is that? You didn't touch anything you weren't supposed to, right? What? Of course not! It finally stopped. Eris, wasn't that the lockdown system? Okay, we can see his full body again. I need to see it when he's not looking down. Yes, I believe so. Lockdown system? The Academy is outfitted with a large artificary system. In a state of emergency, it will erect magical barriers throughout the building. State of emergency? Should we be worried? Don't worry, the lockdown is designed to keep everyone safe. We're safe as long as the barriers are up. But Miss Timora, she said she was going to do something on campus. I'm terribly sorry. You suddenly hear a disembodied voice echo through the library. It sounds like it's being projected magically. It's the headmaster. He's using the intercom system. Students and faculty, please remain calm. There's been a murder on the academy grounds. What? Please stay where you are and wait for law enforcement to arrive. Oh, I hope it's not tomorrow. No. Damn it, we have to get out of here. I'm afraid that's not possible. The lockdown system protects and locks each room. We can't leave this room until it's deactivated. Well, we won't know until we try. You run to the entrance and begin frantically pulling the door's handle. You try and put all your strength into prying it open, but it doesn't even budge. Tyrion, stop! Oh my god, she looks really angry. But Miss Timora, I know that you're worried about her, but there's already been a murder. We don't know where the attacker is, or if they're still armed. The best thing we can do right now is stay here and wait. She's right. Damn it! Oh man, I didn't expect to be scared by Celeste. Celeste's hands rest on her sword, her eyes carefully watching the entrance. Wow, we've been here for hours, and she still hasn't stopped watching the door. She was also able to calm you down earlier. It's easy to forget sometimes, but she's always reliable when it counts. She's so scary. What? Students and faculty, thank you for your patience. Law enforcement has secured the building. The lockdown has been lifted. However, please remain in the building until the headmaster barely finished with his message before you're out the door. Tyrion! Hey, don't go off on your own. You desperately run through the academy hallways. No. Miss Timora! Miss Timora! Where are you? You have no idea where you're even going anymore. You can feel your fear and anxiety rise with every passing moment. Where is she? Oh, okay. Oh, she's not dead. Oh, thank God. Oh, I was really hoping it would be one of those moments that you know what I mean. Cuthbert? What's wrong? Why are you shouting? Miss Timora! Calm down. You're hyperventilating. I heard there was a murder, and I've been looking all over for you. And you were worried about me? I just... You hug Miss Tamura tightly as you are overcome with emotions. She's usually not receptive to affection, but you don't care. You're just relieved that she's safe. Tyrion, there you are! And, you're crying! Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you so much. We heard the announcement. Do you know what happened, Ruby? I do, but... You missed... Oh, wait. We can see him... Oh, there we go. You can see Miss Tamura glance at Wallace for a brief moment. Oh, what? For now, I think we should head to the foyer. Oh, you arrive at the foyer and see the room swarmed with a legion of familiar knights. Nope, it's empty. I'm just kidding. Is that the Inquisition? Ah, don't tell me. The headmaster mentioned that there was a murder on campus. Someone used magic. Hey, you there! As you enter the foyer, Commander White notices you and begins marching in your direction. But his attention isn't focused on you. Huh? Are you Wallace Nightgrave? Yes, but... By the authority of the Wyvern Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Hey, what are you doing? You three? The hell are you doing here? You said he was under arrest? On what charges? This kid is charged with the murder of Catherine Bellwether. I knew it! I knew Catherine was gonna die. I'm not gonna lie, part of me was glad because she was acting very... I didn't like her character. And also, she's another female voice and I can't do another one. What? Wasn't that the professor you met in the library earlier? Like hell you're arresting him! He was with us in the library for the entire morning! There's no way you could have murdered her! Move aside, Celeste. But... Miss Tamura is right. If Wallace is a suspect, then we can't stop the Inquisition from arresting him. No. Don't worry, Wallace. We'll get to the bottom of what happened. Without a word, Wallace allows the Inquisition to drag him away. My apologies. I'm going to go and check in on him. This is terrible. I still don't understand. Why would they suspect Wallace of all people? I'm not sure myself. Unlike most magical homicides, this school is filled with plenty of mages. There has to be a long list of suspects. Isn't there anything we can do? I'm going to investigate what happened. Cuthbert? Yes? He hasn't accepted you as his attorney yet. You don't even know if you'll be working this case. But I know that he's innocent. I can't just sit here and do nothing. Well, I clearly can't stop you. But please remember that being an attorney is your job, not charity work. Don't come crying to me if you run out of gold. Right? Anyways, I still have some business to take care of in the city. Will you two be okay handling this? Yes, we'll take care of this. Good. I'll leave everything to you then. Alright, let's go, Celeste. Right! Okay, well, I knew... I don't know what it was, but I knew that Bellwether was gonna freaking bite the bullet. I didn't expect Wallace to be the defendant, though, so, yeah. Actually, before continuing, since I already saved, I am curious about something. I'm going to restart this case and see what the guy said in the beginning, because I kind of forgot. Okay, he wasn't referring to Eris, he was referring to a girl named Emily. Gotcha, okay. Alright, back to the story. It's been a few hours since Wallace was arrested. You and Celeste were with him during the lockdown, so the Inquisition had to take your statements. But the more they question you, the more you can tell that they had doubts about your testimony. You'll need to do more if you want to establish an alibi for Wallace. That took longer than I expected. We've already lost a lot of time talking to the Inquisition. But we should be free to roam around now. Where should we go first? The crime scene sounds like a good place to start. We still need to figure out what exactly happened. Ruby said that the body was found in Lecture Hall 2B. 2B. In the west wing of the school. Alright, that seems like a good place to start. But first, I want to see this room. Look at this statue. It's a statue. There's something written on the platform. Gillian Chemnitz. the inventor of early artificery. I can't see you, Celeste. So this is the guy who invented it. Who would have thought that we could use the machines to harness magical energy? Artificery is truly a marvelous invention. With it, anyone can utilize the convenience of magic without having noble blood. Although, the expenses of owning artificeries present their own barrier. But, that expression on his statue kinda looks like he doesn't want to be here, even though his statue is huge. He does give off that attitude, doesn't he? Let's see this one. It's a painting of a professor with some kind of magical tool. There's some text under it. Dr. Paul Valrella, also known as the Archaeologist of the North. He spent many years studying and exploring the mountainous regions of Chardalon. And through his investigation, he came upon one of many layers of the Scaled Lord. Oh, layers, whoops. He was honored both by the church and Wyverngard's Historical Society for this impressive discovery. And this one. It's a painting of a man with some sort of creature on his arm. There's some text under it. Dr. Delbit Tafaros, a mage, historian, archaeologist, anthropologist, and botanist. Best known for his works in studying the history of the ancient dragons. Through his work, great leaps were made in the study and development of the School of Evocation. On his arm is one of the last pseudo-dragons, which have now gone extinct. Aww. Is there anything else here? No, there isn't. Okay, this is just a hallway, I guess, with 3 pieces of art. Let's talk to her, the investigation. I hope Wallace is okay. He looked really scared when Commander White arrested him. Don't worry, we'll find out what really happened. First, you need to inspect the crime scene. This is the, let me know what to do next button. I never realized this, but if I click it, I can't go back. Well, I guess I'm forced to see the next lead. Where should we go next? The first thing we need to do is find out exactly what happened. The body is blah blah blah. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot to do this. Oh, wait, I went here by accident. But I forgot to show Eris my attorney's badge. You look around the barracks, dungeon cells, but you don't see Wallace anywhere. The Inquisition is probably still questioning him. We should come back later. Back to the foyer. What do you have to say about this? What do you think about this, Celeste? Oh, sorry, Tyrion. Okay, aw. What about this? Okay, you have nothing to say. You're useless to me. Classroom, 2B. Hey! Stop right there. As you enter the classroom, you're stopped by one of the Inquisition Knights. I'm the defense attorney for the accused. We have a right to investigate the crime scene. Yeah, from what I've heard, the kid doesn't have an attorney yet. Right, you haven't been able to talk to Wallace about that yet? It's quite alright. Let them in. Lady Steelwind, do not call me that. Oh, she's angry. While you work under me, you will address me as Prosecutor Steelwind. Oh, she has a pretty good theme. I kind of like this. Man, when they have this, both her and Celeste have this face, and it just kind of terrified me. Yes, Prosecutor Steelwind, giving him, the same voice I gave Worm. Oh. What's that smell? As you enter the classroom, you find yourself inhaling a sour, rancid odor. The stench is so overwhelming that your eyes begin to tear up. Don't worry, you eventually get used to the smell. What are you even doing here, Steelwind? I'm here to coordinate the investigation. You look around the crime scene. There isn't a single Inquisition Knight in the room. Isn't that the Inquisition's job? Due to circumstances, I decided to handle this case personally. And you saw what a wonderful job they did last time. They should all be fired. At the very least, their salary reduced by several percentages. Well, since you're here, could we ask you some questions about what happened? Can I assume that you're planning to defend this case? That would make you my opponent. What do I gain from helping you? Right. However, I would be willing to answer your questions, but only if you answer some of mine as well. Oh, okay. What could she possibly want to ask you? But first, Tyrion, I almost forgot. This is our first official case together. I want to show you something that I learned. Okay. What is it?
Repario Arcanum.
Oh, they have voices. Ah! So far, we've only heard 2 voices, and those were the ejection sound bites from, I believe, us and Steelwind. Huh? What was that? That's the incantation for the Detect Magic spell. Detect Magic? Wait, does that mean Yep, we can see magical traces while we're examining the crime scene now. Detect magic. Sorry, this is a spell that was so important in D&D. I'm glad they actually have this. It's really neat. Your bodyguard, Celeste, can now cast Detect Magic spell. While examining a location, press the Detect Magic button to make magical traces visible. If there are any magical traces at your location, you'll see a colored overlay. So let's click at everything else first. I can't believe the professor is dead. We just saw her this morning. There's a chalk outline where her body was. It appears that most of this blood came from her abdomen. That's where the fatal wound was, right? There's a lot of blood in this puddle, but there's no trail leading to it. And there aren't many magical traces anywhere else in this room. Not that I would know because I didn't check yet. But I doubt the murderer used magic to clean it. Does that mean the murderer attacked her in this room? Maybe, but it's hard to say for certain. Bloodstain under body. Clue. There's a pool of blood where Catherine Bellwether's body was. The location implies that she bled from her abdominal region. Okay, wall or window? The lecture hall has a window with a view. I feel like I'd just stare outside all day if I had to attend class here. You're not much of a student, are you? I just can't spend hours sitting in one place. I need to move around. She was pretty antsy while you were studying the library earlier. How have you learned so many spells if you're so distracted? I don't know. I just learned the spell formula and cast stuff? I see. Is that not normal? He's a genius. It's a painting of some sort of musician. There's some text written below it. Dr. Nicholas Gossu, inventor of the Arcane engine. His work revolutionized trade and travel across the seas. He was well known for not discriminating between the common folk and nobility, judging his assistants based purely on their merit. When he wasn't conducting research within the Imperial Academy, he was known to compose symphonies for the king on his free time. Looks like he was a man of many talents. Bookshelf. Oh, they have books here too. They appear to be textbooks about alchemy. Aw, lame. This must be where the students sit during their lectures. Ugh, I can't imagine sitting in one place all day. Have you never attended a school before? No, we never had proper school in Hornhaven. I mainly got my education from books that my parents bought from traveling merchants. What about you? I used to attend a public school in my hometown, but after Miss Tamura adopted me, she handled my education personally. I think that might be everything. I'm really glad they have this system. It just makes investigating so much easier. Detect magic. Oh, okay. What? What's wrong? There's traces of necromancy on the body. Necromancy? Isn't necromancy the type of magic that creates undead? She's not gonna get up and walk away, right? We're honestly not sure. That's a part of the reason why I stationed myself here. Well, what does that have to do with Wallace? Oh, you don't know? Wallace Nightgrave is a necromancer. He's a what? We believe that he drained her life force completely using a necromancy spell. That's why there are no visible wounds. Here's the autopsy report. I'll tell you everything that you need to know. Autopsy report for Catherine Bellwether. Died 2:01 p.m. Body shows no signs of cut or bruises. The alchemist report has verified that the death was not caused by poison or disease. Body shows traces of necromancy and illusion magic. Cause of death is not apparent, but very likely caused by necromancy magic. But in the modern day, even the Inquisition doesn't commonly deal with necromancy. They're all on edge about what other spells he might have used. So I'm here to make sure that nothing unholy happens to the body. You can't believe it. You heard stories of necromancers before. Why would Wallace be studying something like that? But even if Wallace is a necromancer, there are plenty of other mages who can cast necromancy spells. Or aren't there at all? This is Academy for Mages after all. No, there are no laws against it, but the knowledge required to learn necromancy is heavily controlled. No one in their right mind would dare teach necromancy beyond basic healing magic. Frankly, I'm surprised even one student at the school was allowed to learn it. I can see why, but because of this specific piece of evidence, we know that he's the murderer, but still too convenient. Huh? That's the first time you've seen a thought from Miss Steelwind. Normally, you can only see thoughts from people who are stressed or excited. You doubt that Miss Steelwind is excited, so is something causing her to be stressed? Is there something you're not telling us, Steelwind? Because something tells me that this case isn't as straightforward as you claim it is. If you truly believe that, then why don't you prove it? Yeah, I can't see any more thoughts from her. She must be subconsciously guarding her mind now, but she's clearly hiding something. There are traces of illusion magic next to the body. We believe that the suspect donned an illusion disguise immediately after murdering the victim. Using his disguise, he discreetly made his way back to the library unnoticed. Assuming that Wallace isn't the murderer, the real killer might have used a similar disguise, which means that no one would have seen them leave this classroom. It'll be harder to find any witness that saw the perpetrator. Okay. I'm glad Detect Magic is just like really simple actually. Okay, let's talk to Steelwind. Questions for us. Miss McCoy, it's my understanding that you are adopted. Would you happen to know who your birth parents are? Hey, isn't that a little bit too personal of a question? You agreed to answer my questions, didn't you? But I didn't think you meant... It's fine, Tyrion. I'm fine with answering if it helps Wallace. I don't know who my birth parents are. I never tried looking for them. I see. If I recall, your spell compendium only contains one spell. Considering your upbringing, how did you learn Mage Blade in the first place? I bought a scroll from a merchant a few years ago. It had Mage Blade's spell formula on it. But I know more than one spell now. I actually just learned a few spells today. I'm sorry, spells as in plural? How long did it take for you to learn these spells? A few hours, I think. She learned multiple spell formulas within a few hours. What was that just now? I see. Well, that's all I need to ask for now. Okay. You sharing information about the investigation for that? Why is she so interested in Celeste all of a sudden? I bet she's royalty. I bet. Rancid spell. I can't take it anymore. This smell is driving me crazy. What is that? From what I understand, there was a bit of an accident a few days ago. It happened during one of the classes the headmaster was teaching. He misread the instructions for an alchemy experiment. And as a result, he accidentally produced this rancid-smelling vapor. Vapor? It's not poisonous, is it? Of course not. I wouldn't be standing here if it was. It's just extremely unpleasant to the senses. Foul classroom smell. Weeks ago, the headmaster performed an alchemy experiment incorrectly in the lecture hall 2B. The resulting chemical reaction produces a rancid yet harmless vapor that still lingers in the room. Alright, what about the murder? Do you know what happened here, Steelwind? Well, it all began when the City Watch received a call from the Academy. Supposedly, there was an attack on campus grounds and the entire building was put to lockdown. The City Watch set up a perimeter around the building where they waited for the system to deactivate. What? Couldn't the Academy have let them in once the scene was clear? I'm not sure about the specifics, but supposedly the lockdown can't be shut down manually. You'll have to ask one of the Academy's admins if you want to know more. Anyways, you two were also present during the lockdown, am I correct? Did either of you see anything suspicious? No, we actually met the professor that morning. She was still alive then. I see. That does match with the accounts from our other witnesses. Do you have any idea where she went after she left the library? The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, then take it up with him. I'll have you know that I was on my way just to do that. To do just that. I will say, despite the fact that I didn't really like her that much, she has a great design. She said that she was going to meet with the headmaster. He also mentioned that when I questioned him. She attended the meeting as planned. If the headmaster met with Miss Bellwether, we would probably want to speak with him next. She must have found her way into the classroom afterwards. Would you happen to have a map for the academy? I do. I have extra copies if you'd like one. What is it? There's only one direct path from the headmaster's office to this lecture hall. But I wonder if she took any detours. You got a map of the Imperial Academy. It displays the general area where Catherine Bellwether was seen that day. But did you know that I am attorney? Go! What do you think about this, Miss Steelwind? Sorry, but I don't care about your attorney's badge. Oh, okay. How was the body discovered? Do you know how the body was discovered? 2 members of the kitchen staff spotted her collapse inside this classroom. They reported the situation to the campus admin when they attempted to save her life. But it was too late. The professor had already passed away by the time any healers had arrived. Those 2 staff members, who were they? I believe their names were Valentia and Valerie. Lannis. Wait, Lannis? Oh, Ianis. I was like, why is it lowercase? They're apparently sisters, Valentina and Valerie Yanis. Orem was the one who collected the statements. Do you notice anything off about their behavior? From what she said, they had a few quirks, but nothing too suspicious. Quirks? He told me that they were running and spinning around him during questioning. What does that mean? I have no idea. Perhaps they were on edge after finding their co-worker murdered. You'll definitely want to speak with those staff members. Who discovered the body? The body was discovered in Lecture Hall 2B by Valentina and Valerie Yanis, 2 staff members of the kitchen staff. According to Commander Orem White, they were being hyperactive during questioning. But why is Wallace a suspect? I already told the Inquisition this, but Wallace was with us the entire time. He couldn't have committed the murder. Yeah, he has a perfect alibi. Strong, maybe, but his alibi is far from perfect. Miss McCoy herself told us that. There was a small time period when she wasn't with him. What? Right. When I came back to check on you after you knocked over that shelf, I got a little lost on my way back to Wallace. But still, we only lost each other for a few minutes. That may be, but unless his alibi is airtight, the evidence in this room proves it was him. What do you mean? It'll be easier to explain once you examine it yourself. I mean, we already did. I guess we'll have to present, like, maybe the blood stain on the body? As a mage from a noble house, you must have gone to school here. Did you know Catherine Bellwether while you were here? Unfortunately, I did. Unfortunately. I constantly clashed with her over her treatment of the students. One of my biggest regrets is failing to remove her from her position before I graduated. It sounds like many people didn't get along with the professor. I would say more, but it doesn't feel right to speak ill of the dead. I presented the smell. This rancid smell is really horrible. Yes, I don't blame you for finding it distracting. And it's all because of a mistake during an alchemy experiment. I was surprised too. It's not like the headmaster himself to make a mistake like that. That's awfully sus, man. Maybe it's to clear this area so that no one would use this room. I don't really know what else to do. Honestly, I think I'm done with Aria. I can't really find anything else. So we'll go to, I guess, the kitchen. We'll meet with the 2 sisters. Oh, wait, I recognize this room. This is, when they gave us, like, the tutorial for, like, the arguments, we saw, like, this setting. I think there was, like, a redhead. I think she was a redhead? Either way, I remember she had short hair. Or one of them, at least. Hello, is anyone there? It looks like there's no one here right now. Maybe we should check somewhere else. First, examine everything, but never mind. Oh, wait. It said, you'd like to take a look around the kitchen, but Valentina looks a little anxious. Snooping around might scare her off. You should learn everything you can from her before they didn't consider this. Yeah, you should learn everything you can from her before you examine the kitchen. They're like, that was for when she was actually being interrogated, but they didn't think that someone would examine the room before she was here. That's kind of funny. I wonder if we can go back to the library. I guess not. I guess the only other place right now is the headmaster's office. You follow the map that Steelwind gave you, and you arrive at the headmaster's office. I don't know what voice to give him. I know I had a voice at one point, but I don't know if it worked. I'll just give him like, oh, hello there. I wasn't expecting guests today. Sorry for coming unannounced. You must be... My name is Theodore Redman. I'm the headmaster of the Wyvern God Imperial Academy. Theodore Redman, headmaster. And judging from your appearance, you must be the protege of Ruby Tamora. So he's 88. Arcane arts is illusion! To what do I owe this pleasure? They must be here to investigate the murder. Wait, Eris? I thought you went to see Wallace. Unfortunately, the Inquisition is questioning him now. They aren't allowing visitors. He must be so scared right now. I hope he's okay. Right, she had the same experience not too long ago. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. But first, let's see what's in your room. It's a painting of someone. He looks like some sort of professor. Oh, it's probably him in his childhood, or his younger years. Oh, wait a second. I'm not sure if I'm seeing this right, but does he have 6 fingers? So like, 1, the thumb, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I I can't, no, wait. 1, 2, I think he does have 6 fingers. Oh, well. That's Professor Lucas Gilbert. Oh, never mind. He was an instructor here many decades ago. He was well beloved by the students here, and is quite the accomplished scholar. And this was all despite him lacking the ability. He can't use magic. And this was despite him lacking the ability to use magic. He can't use magic? He studied magic without actually being able to use it? Yes, he was quite remarkable. Unfortunately, we lost him to illness very early in his life. Well, this dude. It's a painting of a mage, but he doesn't quite look like a noble. Oh, that's Jason Steelwind, one of the chosen mages of the Scaled Lord. Well, wait, Steelwind, as in... Yes, he's the earliest recorded ancestor of House Steelwind. Legends say that the Scaled Lord bestowed his power upon him and his allies to create the first mages. Wow, it's hard to even tell that he and Prosecutor belong to the same bloodline. As with the other noble houses, House Steelwind had quite the humble beginnings. If only they remember where they came from. Let's see. A small table for guests. Is that wine? No, actually, it's just apple juice. Most of my guests are students after all. That's a good point. There's a window with a view of a garden. The headmaster has a nice view from up here. Ah, yes. Let's see. There's a fireplace with some burning wood. It looks pretty cozy. I mean, I don't see anything else detectable. But what if we use detect magic?
Arcanum.
Okay, there's nothing. Okay. But did you know that I am a lawyer? What can you tell me about this, Mr. Redman? Ah, my apologies. I've learned a lot in my years, but I cannot say much about that. Okay, what about this? A dead body? It's a terrible thing that happens. To think that someone will commit murder within the academy. Using necromancy, no less. Yes, it's all a lot to take in. You know, we'll talk about the murder. This is terrible. To think that one of my prize students would be accused of murder. We heard your voice on the intercom when the lockdown happened. Are you the one who triggered it? Yes, I activated it when I received the call from one of my staff. They reported that the Professor Bellwether had been attacked. Headmaster's actions. Clue. The headmaster activated the academy's lockdown system in response to receiving a call from security. This call reported that Catherine Bellwether had been fatally wounded. How does the lockdown system work? It's an artificial network that covers the entire academy. In the event of an emergency, I can activate it using this stone. The headmaster pulls out a glowing stone from his desk. You can hear the hum of magical energy emanating from it. Once activated, the system creates magical barriers throughout the building. It's designed to contain and protect each room in the building. Could a powerful mage breach any of these barriers? I doubt it. The barriers can withstand a great amount of force. They even block mages from teleporting through them. And once activated, even I can't turn it off for an hour. The Academy's lockdown system has been added to your notes. The Academy's lockdown system is a system of artificaries that cover the entire Academy building. Once activated, it creates magical barriers that isolate and protect each room in the building. These barriers can't be breached with physical or magical force. They also block mages from teleporting through them. Let's see, Wallace Nightgrave. Can you tell me about Wallace? Earlier you said that he was one of your prize students. I just need to understand. Why did the prosecutor say that he was a necromancer? Because technically, he is one. What? Why would he study something like that? Necromancy is probably one of the most dangerous and most scrutinized schools of magic. Its image has been long tainted by stories of dark wizards raising armies of the undead. However, it doesn't just control forces of death, it also controls the forces of life. Forces of life? The truth is that healing magic is also classified as necromancy. Most healers don't care to admit it because of the stigma it has. But that's why Wallace is studying it. He wants to become a doctor. But there are plenty of mages who know healing magic. Why is Wallace being singled out? For years, he has been studying necromancy beyond basic healing magic. He believes that high-level necromancy could revolutionize modern medicine. Unfortunately, many amongst the faculty don't see it that way. Wallace doesn't hail from a noble house. He's a mage that was born among the common folk. He's like me, for real. Many of these faculty fear that he'll use his knowledge to raise an army of undead, just like necromancers of the old. The Imperial Academy isn't even permitted to teach it to students beyond basic healing magic. Then why did you allow him to study it? After everything that has happened to him, I made an exception. Everything that has happened to him? not at liberty to say any more. You'll have to ask him if you wish to know more. I think that... Oh, okay. Present. I'm kind of curious. So what happens if we do this? What can you tell me about Wallace? Okay, so it leads into that. Oh, wow. It leads into the same exact conversation. I wonder what he can tell us about Eris. Do you know? Eris is one of our top students in the study of illusion magic. Thank you, Headmaster. I appreciate your praise. Why do you study illusion magic, Eris? Oh, no particular reason. I just happen to have an affinity for it. It's quite enjoyable to use my magic to deceive people. Okay, I know that, like, Eris is supposed to be suspicious because she can use illusion magic. But because of that vision before, I'm pretty sure it was her. I hope I'm not misremembering. But because of that, I'm just, like, super sus of her all the time. And, but as a result, I know that she's gonna be, like, a long-lasting character, so I don't think she'll be the suspect for this case. What else can we present? What about this? I'm kind of curious. Okay, never mind. He doesn't know anything about that. But what about the rancid smell? Steelwind told us that you had a bit of a mishap in Lecture Hall 2B. Yes. I was filling in for the Academy instructor when I accidentally misread the instructions she left. I'm quite embarrassed to admit that my old age is catching up to me. I want to present Timora. Miss Timora, that you mentioned that you gave us permission to use the library. I can't thank you enough for that. We learned a lot. Of course, I'm always willing to aid the younger generation in pursuit of knowledge. How do you know Miss Timora anyways? That's, so sad and, like, shock. Oh, did she defend him in a court case? From his reaction, it must have been a hard time in his life. It'd be best not to pry further. Let's learn about Wallace's spell compendium. If you plan on defending Wallace, you'll need his spell compendium, am I correct? Yes, having a client's spell compendium is instrumental to acquitting them. You may find that a bit difficult. You see, after a certain incident, he destroyed his compendium. Wait, what? Why would he do that? Doesn't he need that to use magic? A spell compendium is a device mages use to keep track of what spells they can cast. It's really convenient for remembering formulas and incantations for spells, but it's not actually required to use magic. I thought of destroying mine a long time ago, but they're really expensive. Luckily, I have an unattuned spell compendium right here. I'd be more than happy to give it to you if you help Wallace. Oh, if it helps Wallace. Oh, thanks. Wallace just needs to maintain physical contact with it for 10 minutes. After that, the compendium will attune to his magic. Just make sure you don't let another mage like Celeste hold it. Once attuned to a mage, no one else can use it. An unattuned spell compendium. An unattuned spell compendium. If a mage keeps this on their person for 10 minutes, it'll attune to their magic and display what spells they can cast. Once it attunes to a person, it can't attune to anyone else. Oh, wait, but how? Wonderful! I hope that you can persuade Wallace to attune it. Oh man, what is she doing? Catherine Bellwether. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Wow, that was a whole mess of emotions. She was rather unpleasant to work with. Giving him the wrong voice. Can you think of any enemies she might have had? You might as well list everyone who attended the school. Eris? It's best to be blunt with these sorts of things. As you saw yesterday, she had a pretty abrasive attitude towards the students. Many people in this school did not care for her. Maybe she wasn't the nicest person, but would that really be enough to motivate someone to murder her? She'd often target and harass students, especially those who were from the common folk. She even made a habit of expelling those students for minor infractions. For commoners, magic can be our ticket out of poverty. I can't imagine how it feels to have that opportunity unfairly taken from you. She put so much pressure on those students. Some of them even left the academy of their own volition. They couldn't handle her constant verbal abuse. Even then, would that really be enough motive to commit murder? The human psyche is a fragile thing. It's astounding what someone might do when pushed far enough. What about her relationship with the faculty? In some cases, it was worse than it was with the students. She'd often treat the staff like her personal servants. I received many complaints from them about her behavior. Sorry if this sounds rude, but why didn't you just fire her if she was being such a big problem? She used her position to curry favor with the noble houses over the years. As you can imagine, the Academy's board is controlled by the nobility. If I ever tried to remove her, they would probably support her over me. Bellwether's reputation. Catherine Bellwether had a tense relation with just about everyone in the Academy. She had a history of bullying students from the common folk and mistreating the Academy staff. For several years, she used her position to curry favor with noble houses. The meeting. I heard that you had a meeting scheduled with Professor Bellwether this morning. What time was that? And when did the meeting end? Our meeting was scheduled for noon. She arrived on time, and our meeting lasted until 1 p.m. Did anything seem off about her to you? No, she seemed to be her usual self. So that's surprise, I think. Oh, no, it's fear. So, happy, sad, angry, fear. Gotcha. You detect a trace of fear, or is it nervousness? If you don't mind me asking, what was the purpose of your meeting? Oh, he's gonna have some thoughts now. We met to discuss routine administrative matters. Despite our personal disagreements, we knew to stay civil when discussing personal affairs. But to be perfectly honest, it did always feel like I was treading on eggshells when speaking with her. But you were her superior, weren't you? Didn't she respect your authority? We had many arguments about how I was managing the academy, and she was very vocal about her distaste for the common folk students. She was difficult, to say the least. Alright, I think I might be close to done with her. I mean, to him. So, the illusion magic person is definitely going to be Eris. She's doing something, because she's the only common chain between seeing the illusion magic here and there. Actually, wait. Now I think about it, I wonder what happens if I use detect magic now. Oh, there's still nothing here. Huh, alright. Have you met with the prosecutor yet, Mr. Redman? Oh, I am already well acquainted with her. Angry. She was once a student here. Oh right, she is a noble. It makes sense that she'd go to school here. Oh, he was angry about that though. I heard that Miss Timora actually had recently hired a mage. I hope that you found our resources useful for your studies. Yes, definitely. I was able to learn a lot of spells today. Spells? Why does everyone react like that? Is learning multiple spells not normal? Anyways, I'm glad you enjoyed using our library. Our academy does offer admission to mages from the common folk. Would you be interested in enrolling here? No offense, but I just can't stand the idea of being cooped up in a school like this. I like learning about magic in the field. Ah, that's unfortunate. I like that. He reacted to her. But what about me? I'm sorry that your first visit to the academy ended so tragically, Mr. Cuthbert. There's no need to apologize. No one could have guessed that today would turn out like this. Nevertheless, I hope you found our resources useful for your research. Unfortunately, your research left you with even more questions about the Eye of Horus. I don't know if I can do anything else here. We'll go to, I guess, I'm kind of curious about the barracks. Is he available now? No, he is not. But is there magic? No, there isn't. Alright, we'll go to the kitchen. I think that'll be the last place I go to until I end it for today. Hello? Is anyone here? Oh damn it, it's more girls. Be right there. Oh yeah, short red hair. That's what I remembered. Yeah. Sorry, but the cafeteria is closed right now. Actually, we're here to investigate the murder. We heard that 2 members of the kitchen staff discovered the body. That would be me. Oh, Valentina Ioannis. I'm Valentina Ioannis. Valentina Ioannis, kitchen staff. How about the other person? Do you know where they are right now? Okay, so kitchen staff, 19th, none. Ah, that would be my sister, Valerie. But I think she's somewhere else on campus right now. If you're with those knights, we already told them everything we know. Actually, we're investigating separately from them. I want to ask you some questions about what you saw. Sure. I'm gonna have to remember those details again. Ugh. But first, oh, this is the part. I see. Hey, look at this dead body. What can you tell me about this, Miss Ioannis? Sorry, I don't have much to say about that. I don't know why I'm giving this accent. It's just that I've run out of voices. So, what about, her? Oh, what can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? You saw yet another set of complicated emotions. Well, I guess there's no point hiding it anymore. She was a horrible person. She was terrible to all of us. By all of us, do you mean the Academy staff? Yeah, she always treated us like her personal servants. Sometimes she'd make a mess on purpose, just so she can order us to clean it up. This probably sounds terrible, but I'm sure a lot of people are glad that she's gone. I just hope that we can still keep our jobs. Interesting. No, why would she be worried about that? But what about the... No, actually, I have no idea. But did you know I'm a lawyer? Damn it, no one's responding. Alright, what did you see? To start, can you tell us about how you and your sister discovered the body? Right. My sister and I were walking the hallway from the kitchen to the west exit. We spotted the professor in a nearby classroom. She was lying on the floor and bleeding. I used an emergency communicator device to call for help. While doing that, my sister was trying to wake her up. That would imply that Valerie thought she could be resuscitated. Did she know if the professor was still alive or not? We're not sure. She wasn't responding at all. She wasn't breathing. She didn't have a pulse. Wallace Nightgrave. What do you know about the suspect in this case? His name is Wallace Nightgrave. He's a student here. He's that scary kid, right? The one that raises the undead? Those are just rumors. He would never do something like that. But he studies Necromancer, right? Have you actually met him? No, but I heard the rumors. He's always hanging around the cemetery. I'm sure he's just biding his time, waiting for his chance to raise an army. It can't be helped that people think of him that way. You can't help but be a little annoyed on his behalf. Okay, Catherine Bellwether. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Okay. Oh, so we get this. Oh, okay. So I prevented her profile, but it gave me this. So it was another. I kind of wish they checked that off because that would have made, made more sense. Keeping your jobs. Did you ever feel like your job was at risk because of Bellwether? Yes, actually. She was actually planning to fire all the staff. All the staff? That can't be true, can it? The academy needs the staff to function. I'm not sure about the details. That's just what Jan told us. Who's Jan? He's one of the academy's custodians. You can probably find him cleaning the halls if you look around. Alright, I guess now maybe we can examine. Celeste, this room was close to the crime scene. Could you cast Detect Magic and scan for magical traces? Sure. Did you just say scan for magical traces? Oh, okay, I'll just get out of your way then. Wow, she just bolted out of the room. What was that about? I want to just examine things first. It's a plate of bread. They probably serve these as sides to the entrees. Don't get any ideas, Tyrion. What? Remember when we went to that fancy restaurant? You just kept ordering breadsticks and butter. The bread is free. I might as well take advantage of it. You know, eating that many carbs isn't good for you. Yeah. Oh, what's free is free. It's a barrel full of some sort of drink. I wonder. It's probably not lotus juice, Celeste. Aww. Several commonly used ingredients are close to the cooking area. There's a rack of cooking implements hanging from the wall. Valentina must have used these to cook for the students. There's a set of pots for cooking soups and the like. There's a large cooking station here. They must prepare meals in bulk here. There's a large sack of produce in the corner. There's some wine here too. That must be for the professors. They must serve students meals on these plates. It's a shame that they had to close the kitchen due to the investigation. I think that might be everything. There wasn't really much, but detect magic.
Arcanum.
Oh. Okay. So Valentina kicked us out, or no, she left because she was like, I don't want to get in your way. I thought we were gonna detect something here, and she was just running away from it. But no, she's running away because she has some magic on her person, and she can't let us see that. I see. That's why we couldn't examine it before, because we had to kick her out. I think that's a good place to end it today. We did a whole bunch, and we'll got into this new case. There's clearly something fishy. I just know that it is. Oh, it's Eris. It's Eris. She's using her illusion magic or something to cover things up, or she's altering reality. I think it's the former because altering reality would be like a much bigger task. But the only ever occurs when she's in the room. So like, it really does beg the question of what the heck is happening. And it happened 3 times so far. It happened when we were talking with Miss Timora, and she told us not to give details, and then she gave her consent, because that was probably what the illusion was. It happened with Miss Bellwether was her name, the victim. I forgot her name already, I can't believe it. I think it's Bellwether, yeah, Bellwether. I forgot what was it with Miss Bellwether, but it happened when she was there too. It was near the end of the conversation. Oh, right. I think it was when Miss Bellwether was scolding Wallace, and then she started scolding Eris, but then it just kind of skipped forward. Or maybe she's not, you know, changing illusions or something. Maybe she's just erasing time. All King Crimson style, you know. And then it happened again at the headmaster's office. So a lot of this is really fishy, and I don't really know what to think about her. But I am... I know they're gonna have like a twist near the end or something. And maybe at the end of the case we'll find out. If I were to throw like a guess at the moment, I'm assuming the culprit is... I don't know. I want to say the headmaster. Actually, one of the cooks was kind of shady. So the only other characters we have left that we haven't really met, I believe, are John, the custodian, and the sister, which is Valerie, I believe. So I think it's too early to make a judgment, but early judgment, I'm gonna say it's the headmaster, because he also uses illusion magic or something, and maybe Valentina was his accomplice, because she's probably covered in magic of some sort. But those are just early theories. We'll see whether any of that is actually true in the next few episodes, but we'll continue with this next time. And until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!